And we're back with another episode of Let's Play PC Building Simulator. I'm your host, your RPG guy. It is now time to build the ultimate rig. We're going to order these one at a time. Um, first off, we're not going to water cool this rig. We're going to go with a Ryzen first, which we're talking TRX4, STRX4. Yeah, we're looking for just the best that we can get in every single format. Um, so yeah, that's literally the goal here. So yeah, nothing else matters. STRX4. We want the best of the best, and it doesn't mean the most expensive. It doesn't necessarily mean that. We may want the best performance too, or possible setup here. I only see 4 slots on this. 4 cards. That looks better. They're both the same price, so let's go with this one. That's faster memory, but it looks like you can put you don't get as much memory in it. Wish they had like a better view. Or told you how many freaking memory slots there were. All right. 4733. I have nothing in that range. 5200. 1000. Wait, it should be 40. Hold on. I think it's this one. 4733. So we want something 4800 maybe. There we go. Yay. Descending. Now we want something that can do 4. But can we fit 4 in there is another story. But we're gonna sure as fuck try. The fastest storage. Boom. The grandest of power supplies. 1600 watts. Is that really the best that we can get? 1600 is the highest. Okay, so let's grab this one. Now, we need something that fits an ATX with lots and lots of space. Like this. So let's take a look. Allegedly, this should work. I still worry about this board not having 140. You could barely tell if it does. Doesn't seem like it though, does it? Let's also put in. No, we're not going to put in any extra goofy stuff that's non-functional. So let's go ahead and same day delivery this guy. So this is an $17,000 computer. Now this is the best money-wise that we can get for this particular type of processor from AMD. We're gonna do an Intel one, I think, too, since we only spent we spent less than 20 grand. So to me, that's nothing. So yeah, there's plenty of room for memory. Now you might say, why didn't you go with 32 gig sticks? This is the fastest memory we can get at that particular speed. Now I could mid-max it a bit more and check for 32 gig sticks, which I will do after putting all this in. I'm already in this deep. Yeah, so the fastest would have only been 4266. So no, we'll try them. We can try them. You know what? This is the time for us to be doing this. Trying them all. I think all of these got to come out except the top one. That's assuming this will even fit all 4 cards. I doubt it. It's going to screw us somehow. It always finds a way. Yeah. There's no way to put 4 of these in this tower. Yeah, we might go with a different... I don't know. We've not been able to really find a motherboard that supports more than 2 of these big old cards. I mean, we'll try it. I would have liked to have put 4 cards in though. Processor. Let's give this a whirl and see what numbers we get. I'm going to start writing some of this down because this is kind of the whole point is for us to have fun with some of this. RadiaMark, CPU tuner, lighting, because why not? I don't think there's really anything else we need to. We could do a Cinebench score on it, I guess, too. See how much we can get away with. Let me write these numbers down. That way there's no way we have any freaking stuff later. So we're at 640. 115. Alright. Probably crash. Yep, definitely crashed. We also need to set the speed here. I'm not going to overclock the processor. There's no point. As we've learned that it doesn't seem to really help us all that much. Alright. Let's just try that. That's 500. And it seems to be running okay. That's doing okay too. Alright, we'll let that run for now. Alright, let's look at Intel while that is going. Because we're still gonna be a little finicky and play around with some of the other parts. I'm not committed to just that yet. Um, so processor descending. So we're looking at this guy here, I think. Even though that's the extreme edition, this technically is a better processor as its end performance is higher. But this one gives you access to more memory. So we'll actually go with this one. So it's LGA 2066. LGA 2066. Descending. We want one with the most slots, and I'm seeing a lot of twofers here, which is not promising. Nor am I seeing the best speed possible. So we might build an extra machine or two, just to see what we can get out of it. PCI slots 5. This, even though it's not as good as this, this is better in performance too. Why would I ever buy this? We're looking for the best, so let's grab this. So there's that. 4,400. Okay, so you can only get 8 gig sticks and 44. What about 46? What about 45? 800. Notice what I'm already doing. God. So we've got those other 2 cards. We'll just use those. That is just dumb. Cases descending. Boom. So that's 34,202. So keep that in mind, guys. 34,202. And that's not a complete setup. So we set at 575 for the graphical settings here. So let's go back in here really quick and prove a point. We're going to put everything on the exact same setting. So this was 34,202. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take all the sticks out. Okay, we took them all out. We're going to put these guys in. These are 32 gig at 4266. So this memory is not, in a sense, not as good. But we're going to have more memory. Now we may even get an error that this board cannot support, you know, the, what is it, the 128 gigs of memory that are in here. So there is that. It'll be interesting to see what happens. $42.66. Okay, that's all the same. So we're gonna see for sure how the game decides performance. All right, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Now I might go with different cards. I'm not happy with this. You get something that says it holds 4 cards, but there's no room for 4 cards. So it'd be interesting to see how we could get 4 in here, or in any of these boards. I just have to start buying parts and looking and putting them in computers and looking at them. So I really don't see how you get 4 cards in here, unless you could liquid cool maybe. That will thin them out. But then you still have to find one that does 4. Not really. Until 1080 Ti's. That's really the only ones I can find. That could be water cooled. And we know 1080 Ti's just straight up fit. And if we can only put 2 cards in, we put 2 of these in, so we may as well go with 2 of these. Put those in some, put these 4 in something else. Or just sell them. So we have 33,359. So that is a lower score. 33,359. Yeah, so that's a lower score. So it's not about how many sticks of memory you have, it's about how fast they are. There, that is the end of the lesson. Straight up, guys. It's all about the memory speed and not so much the memory amount. And there's your lesson. So let's sell the 4266 because we're not going to use this. I doubt. Let's move some stuff around as well. We're going to sell these off. I can't get 4 cards in there. So I'm not going to sell them off yet. I'm going to hold on to those 4. Chances are we're going to sell them off. And what we're going to do is with this board, we're going to go with the 24 gigs that can put in 2 cards. All right, so what do we got? Got it. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm checking really quick. First, we're going to finish this computer. It even seems to fit better somehow. All right. For right now, we can't really do much else. We can't put that one over there, even though it seems like you could. Not allowing it. Okay. And then the memory. Oh, they're all 4800, so. I don't think I bought a cooler for the unit, so we'll have to do that while we're fiddling with this. All right, let's make sure everything's set. 4733. This is a $14,000 computer. Keep that in mind. All right. Now we got to redo this. Let's do this at about the same as we had it before. 500 is fair. Oh, it's a little different. Let's do it at 300. This one at 75. Oh. Let's do 750. And this is at 300. All right. Let's run our test and see if it'll work. Again, maybe too much wattage. Yep, too much wattage. We're using stronger video cards, that's why. So we gotta pull it back a little bit. So we'll do 350. Actually, we'll leave it at 300. Let's put that at 500. Oh, okay, we'll turn the power down to 300. It's already at 300. Let's pull it back to 250. Still too high. Okay, one thing I'm going to try instead is we're going to reset everything and then just boop to 300. See if that goes. No. Okay. We're going to keep doing this until we get the performance of the video card where we want it. I think 250 didn't work either, but I just want to make sure before doing anything else. Okay, that seems to be working. All right, so let's reboot. Okay, that seems to be okay. Looks like 250 and 250. Let's just leave it at that and see what it does. All right. Did I make it come tomorrow? No, I did not. Okay. So this is a cloned computer. Do roughly what this one does as well. That looks like I could fit more in there. Okay, 5 slots and that's all I can get in there. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll sell these Radeons. I didn't think about that. 3449. So, okay, so we learned something here. That more, again, the higher your number doesn't necessarily mean the better the performance. See, this is 2310. We're getting 24 gigs out of these guys, right? But these guys are producing better results just from overclocking. So these are better overclocking cards. We're going to put these suckers back in and then try them out again. But I have a suspicion that that's the way that that's going to be. Meaning we could go right to this. Now it's possible, very much so, that I'm doing or approaching this in the wrong way, but you know, getting results, that's what's important. Now, I didn't think to liquid cool the processor. We're probably going to do that for that one and for this one. So we could go back with some old numbers here. We had six, it looks like 640. Let me cross that out. Numbers aren't even right anymore. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, I didn't think so. All my numbers are screwed up now. Okay. I think it was actually this. Yeah, there we go. So let's run that. Let that run. Two things. Yep. Or let's just do descending. Two of those. Same day. Won't let me put it up there, will it? Okay, so we have to do it over here. $34,202. Okay, cool. Let's take that off. So that... Did I not buy... Are you telling me that... They are telling me that. Okay. This does not fit that. It's weird, but... It's weird that all of a sudden certain models don't fit. So we're gonna have to try these out, I guess. Oh, okay. So Be Quiet Silent Loop is the only one that will fit. We know will fit, so... Be Quiet. Let's do this one. I want similar performance. This might be the only one we can get in there. Yeah, there we go. Let's go static. Breathe. Static. Dark green. Okay, that's okay. Let's restart. Now let's just run one more test here. All right, and you, we can close you for now. Lighting real quick. Close, back. Okay, lighting's done. I think this should be roughly the same. So we'll go with 575. Uh-oh. I believe changing the lights would cause it to crash. Maybe we need to put new thermal paste. Oh, that was almost done. Look at that. This one looks a little jittery. We might retest this one just because it was working before we put the new heatsink on. This one's 35,752. Well, that's those setups. So let's just see if this finishes, and then we'll run it again. 34.1. Yeah, we had 34.202 before, so something happened. Is this just seriously the extra wattage just sucking this thing dry? Let's put on some fresh stuff and try it one more time. But I have a feeling it's not going to actually beat the other computer. Strangely enough. Because even before, our best reading was 32,202. 34,202. So it was slightly worse in performance. And this rig is more expensive to build, I believe. We're going to find that out too. But Intels tend to give us the least amount of problems. So you can put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Let's run it again. 35, yeah. Now, could putting fans in here or optimizing fan performance help? Possibly, but that means it would help the other rig too. Let that run. So we got 35,752. I still think we're gonna get 34,202. If we don't get it, we'll just cut our losses, but This rig was 14,115. This rig is 13,130. So this rig is about $1,000 more with slightly less performance. But you get faster memory. Oh shoot, why do I do that? You get faster memory, right? You're getting close to the 4800 speed, right? Whereas this one, your RAM speed is slower. You're getting, it's 4800, but you're only getting 4266 because that was where this one maxed out. So theoretically, and you're getting more threads out of the Threadripper, but maybe and faster, I think, overall. So I don't know why we're not getting better performance. We could fiddle with the specs or settings on the processor. But I don't think we're going to get that much better. But the one thing we definitely can do is put this up, put a skin on it, because we're going to be selling it, making it mine. Oh, we did that with our business PC, but this is getting replaced. This is actually going to get sold, is what it's going to get. It looks like it's running, so it'll get to the end. I don't know what, maybe the new thermal paste is all it needed, but just from the base amount of work that we did, this is the end performance here. $34,202. So technically the Intel runs better. So this will become our work computer. Looking for a good wallpaper for our personal computer. We'll take the one with the... No, that one looks pretty bad. I mean, it's like the quality's just bad. The animal's adorable, but the quality's bad. We're just gonna go with... Alright. This guy is gonna be our... Oh. I like this. No, I don't. Yeah. America, you can't tell what it looks like. This goes there. And that is our new work computer. Oh, the case is incomplete. Why is the case incomplete? Ah, the shroud. There we go, our new work computer in all of its glory. Okay, 34,202. That's the best we're gonna get. But I bet you, and we didn't do this with the other one, let's run the Cinebench test. don't need that or that or that. I do want to run that Cinnamon test. We did not do that. So this could be where... Oh, it's right there. So 35092. Yeah, that did it real quick. Wow. Okay, so there's the thing. The processor on this thing is god tier. 35092. We have not done anything. Slightly less. Now, it's about 2 times the speed of this one. With that said though, I mean, at the end of the day, does it really matter? You know, I don't care about the single. The CPU itself, we don't care about single core. Clearly the Threadripper is god tier for this. So, okay. So here's the theory that I have. This computer is over here is still slightly better. You just have to overclock the shit out of it without blowing it up. So what we could do is build another one of these, liquid cool it, and then fuck with the processor, but I don't know if that's really gonna help it. It's kind of an up in the air issue. So Ass Kicker 2000. We're gonna sell it for 30,000. No. 28,000. $25,000. Okay, so 26,000 is the lucky number. Boom. Booyah. Alright. Reality 2 here, set aside. It's still not the best computer we can technically make. So let's do this. Did I not do that? Okay, this is our old one. Maybe it won't take a lesser stag. It actually will not. It will not take a lesser computer. Can I do this one? Power. Okay, that's working. So what about now? This is an interesting test here. If we remove everything off of this... So just from raw installation and minimal tweaking, the best computer is the Intel. However, the potential is in that Threadripper, if I do say so myself. But I did replace it with a working one. Fucker. And now I can't sell that one. So let's do this. Reject, delete, reject, delete. Let's end the day. Be funny if we sell that one right out the gate, though. What's that crunk dude? Okay, so more congratulations to us. I'd rather not miss out on this if I can, but it's like practically done anyway. They let us sell it now. That fucking thing's sold. So we made $11,885 profit. So you can technically progress, because if we look at our save before we even bought anything, we were at 266,000. We're at 264,614. So the fact of the matter is that you can just build computers and sell them for money. We made, we made a mild bit. So for some reason, once they become PC computers, I can't seem to sell it. Unless maybe I disassemble it, which is what I'll do now. We have a working one there. If this computer ceases to exist, and I can sell the case, then there's no more desktop. The issue now, though, is going to be, what about the computer that's over there? But we could just sell the parts individually and get our money back. All right, I'm actually gonna take back what I said about the water cooling thing. I'm not gonna bother with it. We've come really far. I mean, look at this. We sold one of the best computers we could build, made a profit of 11 grand, and theoretically, if you keep doing that giant build, you'll make 11 grand every time. We upgraded our computer to something pretty awesome. Not, probably the best thing that's easiest to make. And I think we're good. I think this is a good place to really stop the series for now, because at this point, there's no DLCs out at the time of this recording. There's nothing else going on in the game that's relatively interesting. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, this is where we are at in the game right now. So we may as well say, look, this is a great place to stop. So my opinions of this game are pretty good. This is definitely a good game. It scratches the itch that I expect from PC building simulation game. I feel there's less depth to this one when it comes to the story, when it comes to the grind, so to speak. There's not a lot of shop upgrades. We went in Decorator and we fiddled with as much of it as we could. But ultimately, I mean, at the end of the day, let's just make it the first one for nostalgia. What it ended up coming down to, well, we can do that for all of these. That's adorable. Let's do it. So let me get back to my point. So what I really feel has happened here is that there's more depth in gameplay, which I think is important in a big way for a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna love the fact that it's very much in that respect, right? Ooh, look at that! Whoa! There we go, matching set. Look at that. Now it's meant to look just like it does, and that's kind of the reason I did this. In this particular setup, I wanted it to look like PC Building Simulator 1. Okay, so here's the thing. There's less depth in story. There's less depth in your progress of game. In other words, we started with all of these work tables available to us, including the one out there eventually. So we started the game with 5 workbenches instead of 1. We did a lot, the progress of the game was very quick paced compared to the previous game, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the previous installment was a gradual leveling process. Well, here We just powered our way through it. I found the jobs less challenging, even though there was more work that had to be done and more different kinds of work. So that's the thing. There's different kinds of work that you can do. I don't like the and this was a problem in the first game. I don't like the storage organizational abilities. There's very little, if not any, way to organize the storage in any way that's decent. So as far as I'm concerned, that's trash. There needs to be a better way to organize the storage case and do better things with that. I'm okay with having this bench and then expanding into here later. That would have been fun because you would have been limited on your resources. You feel more growth, you feel more progress as the game goes on. Here, I honestly didn't feel that at all. So that was a little bit of a letdown to me because I didn't feel like we were progressing all that much in our upgrades. We got all the upgrades like insanely fast. The only thing I think was good was the multiple flash drives. There's no reason to have to buy multiple flash drives. Flash drives are so goddamn cheap. Why? Or make them really cheap and just make it an active attrition. But all in all, there's not really much of a reason for it. So my personal opinion is I also think, too, PC Building Simulator 1 is a lot harder. In a good way. There's more innate challenge in it. PC Building Simulator 2 kind of watered down the difficulty. Maybe because some people were complaining or, you know, blah, 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 blah. You know, what have you. They didn't like the fact that it was a little harder. So what have you. I think that the difficulty of the first PC Building Simulator is better in the long term. So that's my stance. I'm sticking to it. The storylines, in my opinion, too, the storylines in PC Building Simulator 1 are better, too. Better as well. These ones were kind of lackluster. I didn't connect with the jobs I was working on as much. And I'll be the first to say, many of you may not even care about those types of minor things. To me, that kept my interest in the first PC Building Simulator by doing the jobs. This one is definitely... They're both glitchy games, semi-glitchy games, but I will say this game feels more glitchy than the first one, which is not a good thing. I found myself struggling a lot of the time to ensure that everything's working. Because there were some jobs, if you guys remember, that we had trouble with because the game glitched out pretty hard. I would expect there to be less glitches in a sequel that's only mild upgrade from the original. That's the other thing too. This game is a mild upgrade from the original, and it's exclusive on Epic Games. To me, that could be a deal breaker. There's a lot of people who do not like the idea of buying something off of Epic Games. They don't want to have Epic Games running in the background, and there's issues with their service and any of that people have qualms with, and I understand that. That's why I wanted to do this Let's Play. When I realized the game had come out and it was only on Epic Games, I'm like, well, shit, I'm going to have to wait till it comes out on Steam. I waited a little bit, and I'm like, okay, this thing isn't coming out on Steam in a reasonable amount of time. So, which I'm sure it will eventually come out on Steam, but I really wanted to play it. So I did get it through the Epic Store. It's the only game I've actually ever paid for in the Epic Store. And again, that's just a personal preference. It's nothing. There's nothing more to it than that. But like I said, going back to talking about, you know, it's really in this game to enjoy. The things that are here to enjoy are really good. So I'm reluctant to just throw this game under the bus and say pass. It's still a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it all the same. I just like some of I like the way the first game was designed. Even the way you sell computers. This is a good example. Visually, it's interesting and more intricate. Whereas in the previous, you just slap an eBay sticker on it and you throw it out in the waiting room full of boxes. But that's the thing. That was easier to do. You could even slap an eBay sticker on it, throw it in the closet, and it would sell. Here you have to put it out in the storefront. And with only 4 spaces to put in the storefront, it's not working for me. That was the one thing yeah, you can't use the decorator app in here. You can't improve the shop. There needed to be something like that. There really did. The shop is neat. You got the 4 little paddocks here to put computers on, but besides that, it serves no real purpose, and you can only sell 4 computers a day. Now maybe that's for game balancing purposes, and that's fine, I guess, but then you have to organize this cupboard better. There has to be a better way to organize this. So for everything that this game does better, everything that PC Building Simulator 2 does better, PC Building Simulator 1 also does better in different elements. So to me, they're practically not the same game. They're 2 takes on the same type of game. Again, the customization and the water cooling is neat. It works pretty well. It's pretty well explained, and it is featured throughout the game. But I kind of miss I kind of miss the story writing of the original game, whereas the story writing in the sequel is not as good. The storage is still atrocious. This lacks the upgrade. Upgrading the workroom and the shop don't exist in this game. They just don't exist. So that was a step backwards. I like the idea of progression, of feeling that you're progressing in the game. Those kinds of things to me are really good and really a necessary thing. The ability to change the design of the workspace. I know I'm walking around a lot. That is cool. That is a neat thing. It's not a reason to buy a game, so I don't really rank it anywhere. So is this a superior game? Like I said, in certain mechanics it is, and then in some other and then in other mechanics it's underwhelming. Again, the story writing to me is a lot weaker in this game. However, the gameplay is there's slightly more to do. It's slightly more intricate. But the jobs are easier, so the difficulty is easier, and there's more for you to technically do per computer. So you could look at it that way. So, I would rank it the same. I don't think I would rate one over the other. My personal preference still being towards the first one. I like the charm of it, as well as the expansions for it. So this game might get its expansions down the road, and I'll keep my eyes peeled for them, because that might be worthy of another Let's Play if they add in like another set of mechanics. But for what it's worth, this game isn't terrible. It's not. It's actually pretty good. It's definitely a 7 out of 10. It scratched the itch I needed it to scratch when I pick up a game like this, and I did enjoy all the new stuff until it became kind of like boring and mundane, which these games can easily do. So yeah, with that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/XRStudios for more live gaming action. When we come back, on our Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday show, we're going to have a new simulation game. And if you really like PC Building Simulator 2's Let's Play that I've done here, and you want to see me maybe do more jobs or like sell off everything that we have until there's no more computers anymore, kind of a thing, if that's something that tickles your fancy, let me know in the comments below. If there's a simulation game or RPG game you'd like to see me play that I've not already done, also mention it in the comments below, because I would gladly be willing to take a look at anything or consider anything that's down there as something to play. So with that said, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.